Hello, Kirby World, and welcome back to another edition of a year-end growth workshop here at the World Headquarters. My name is Randy McCreary, and I have with me my astute colleague.
I'm astute today.
You're astute today.
Mark Hilo. Good to be here with you, Randy.
We hope you had a wonderful holiday and are wrapping the year up. And this is one of our last sessions of the year-end growth workshop. And we've had a lot of topics talked about over the past couple of sessions. And this one, I think, might be one of the most important ones because we talked about growth and recruiting and everything else. But what do you do now when dealers come in and they have to get to the next level? How do you train them to become a DT? Or how do you train them to become a team leader and a recruiter and stuff? And we've touched on all those, but we have a special guest with us today, Mr. Chris Fogg. And I'd like to read just some of his credentials real fast for you. Right now, his title here at World Headquarters is the on-site event coordinator and field sales specialist. But Chris also has a resume that's extremely impressive in Kirby. Started back in Kirby in 1996. His best month as a dealer was 18, had his 5-dime medallion. As a DPS, he was a gold digger multiple times with a high month of 69 icebreakers, which is huge. As a team leader, he had multiple months of 100 with a high month of 327, which is why we asked him to talk today, because I think, Mark, he's authored a couple books about team leaders and what they can do and how they can grow and how they can get to the next level of DT. So we figured, I know he's in the workshops, but now we'd like to pick his brain, ask him some questions so everybody in Kirby World would have a chance to spend some time with him. I think, Mark, you have some comments or maybe a first question for him.
Yeah, we first wanted to welcome Mr. Fogg, and we did want to ask, autographed books, do you charge for the autograph, or are they free?
They're free of charge.
I like that. Just to bring this into perspective, Chris, what's your best day, demo and sale-wise, as a team leader?
Best day, demos and sales, 72 demos and 21 sales.
Pretty amazing, amazing. We had some guys that take all month to do that, unfortunately. So my first question would be, a lot of talk about being a gold digger team leader, which is 75. Back in the day, 100 would be a gold digger. Let's talk about 100-plus team leader. What do you think the biggest hurdle is, the biggest challenge for somebody in their team to go out and write 100 team leader sales in a month?
If I had to narrow it down to just a couple things, obviously there's a lot that goes into it, but the biggest thing is having a plan. You've got to, at the beginning of the month, before the month starts, figure out how many people you're going to need, how many demos you need to do, write it down, be clear about it, and then stick to that plan. Whenever somebody usually goes for a big number, they just say, hey, I want to sell 75 this month, or I want to sell 100, and they don't go any further than that. First, you got to realize how many demos it's going to take, and then basically work your day around getting those demos.
Wow, that's so positive. In your booklet, you have a team leader booklet. I'm holding it up right now for people to see that's available. I know the supervisors have them, and distributors can get them. And in there, you really detail a lot of great things. It's an enormous amount of information in just a few pamphlets. Bless you.
Well, thank you.
But you talk about there, like being in your comfort zone. And I've always heard that, the key to a big day in Kirby is an early start. And do you feel that's important for an early start? And why do you think that's so important for team leaders to get out in the field early with their team so they can start getting those big days like you just talked about? You had your best day with almost 20-plus sales.
Most of the offices all start around the same time, be it 8, 9, 10 o'clock in the morning. When it comes to an early start, that means when the meeting ends, how long does it take us to get to the field? Because some offices, we could have our meeting at 9 a.m., it'd be over by 10 a.m., and then before we know it, we're not to the field till 2 p.m. If you can figure out all that downtime, getting rid of running errands, getting rid of driving around, and get straight to the field within 30 minutes to an hour, you're going to increase your demo count, which in turn is going to increase your sales right away. So it's just eliminating that amount of red zone or dead space and getting to the field as quick as possible. Because if you can get on an extra round per day, per dealer, depending on the amount of dealers you have, if you've got 4 dealers, that's an extra 100, 120 demos a month if you can just eliminate that dead time.
Well, let me piggyback off that real fast. What do you think they do to get an early start? Like, what would some advice you give them?
The biggest thing probably is going to be when it comes to the van. We know when we go out and run the van every day, we're going to need some things. We're going to need demo kits, we're going to need Kirby's, and we're going to need some extra supplies. contracts, credit apps, things like that. If we know we're going to need them, let's get them either the night before or before the morning meeting starts. So when the meeting's over, we're not running around the office trying to find everything that we need, because every little 5-10 minutes that we can save here and there adds up to demos throughout the day. So that'd be the biggest thing that I could say is, if you know you're going to need it every single day, be prepared for it. Come to the office maybe 30 minutes early, get everything that you need to do, and then as soon as that meeting's over, everybody's on the van, you're off to the field.
Very well said. It's kind of a two-parter. Based on what you're saying, getting out of the office quickly, and then what do you think? How far should you drive to get to the field? You know what I mean?
Right. It depends on, what part of the country you're in and what day of the week it is. I know some of us, you might be in the Midwest and you might have to drive a little further, but you want to just kind of base it on your areas. But the one thing you don't want to do on the best day of the week or best days, Saturday and Sunday, you don't want to drive 2 or 3 hours. You want to go close to the office, get in houses early, get those extra rounds on, because those are the 2 best days of the week where everybody's home, everybody's cleaning. We want to get in as quickly as humanly possible. I try to, if you're in a city, like I'm in Houston, it's a large city. You can go 10 minutes down the road or you can go 2 hours down the road. Just make sure if you are going to drive a little bit, you have a plan when you get out there. If you're going to drive for a couple of hours, everybody still needs to get on 3 demos. If you're not good enough to get everybody on 3 demos just yet, you don't need to drive that far. We need to be a little closer so we have extra time on doors to get good enough to be able to get in the houses to where we can get on the amount of demos that we need to do every day.
Well, I think that kind of really answers this question that I have, but if you could reframe it, that'd be huge. So we're getting an early start, we're getting to the field, we want to get on 3 demos. So talk about ending late, or really the importance of getting that last round on after 6.
Well, 6 would be nice, but 7's even better. The big goal is 3 should be the normal, 3 demos a day. And if your third one's going in after 7, that's great. You've done a wonderful job. You're going to sell 50 to 75 a month. If you want to do 75, 100, 150, start pushing for 4 demos a day. So 2 before 5 o'clock, 2 after 5 o'clock. If you can figure out how to do that every single day, you're going to be a 100+ team leader before you know it. And that just comes down to time management, getting out of the office quick. And then once we're in the field, whatever neighborhood or area we pick, we stay in that area. We're not driving to different zip codes, moving around, shuffling people back and forth. It's going from house to house to house, demo to demo to demo. And if we can do that where you've got a perfect day of 4 demos per dealer per day, you're going to be a 100+ team leader.
Beautiful.
Nice. You just mentioned a moment ago, you talked about Saturday and Sunday. Of course, 2026 is right around the bend. We're going to have 4 push months at that time. And I know a lot of team leaders want to hit that 100, that century mark. So do you believe that, I'm going to have another follow-up question on this, but do you believe that Saturdays and, Sundays are important in a push month for team leaders to run?
Absolutely. If you work a push month right, I've been in Kirby for a long time. I always worked every day in a push month because Saturdays and Sundays, if you get the demo count going during the week, on those weekends, those 2 days, if you work it right, you can get half of your sales 2 days each week. It's crazy. The closing averages are amazing. Everybody's home. You're getting in better homes on the weekend. So why, especially during a push month, would you not want to take advantage of those extra days? I've heard in the past people leave early, cut out. You'll have plenty of time to do that when you're a factory distributor or multimillionaire. But right now, when you're building and trying to become a distributor, trainee, or factory distributor, take advantage of the weekends because all you're doing is basically helping your career move along faster.
Awesome. And this was the question I wanted to ask you. Your comment made me think of that one I just asked there. But I've always heard, like, for DTs, or I should say team leaders, are like DTs on wheels. And I know that they're not, but they really are running an office outside with the team every day. And like, I know when we come to an office, we create a culture through making the office look nice. Do you feel like having a good vehicle to work out? I mean, what should the vehicle look like? And should the vehicle, like you talked earlier about getting them ready, you said in the morning, or the day they're getting ready to go, or the night before, which do you feel is better? Like cleaning the van out on the night when we come home, or getting it ready in the morning? And what do you think the vehicle should look like when they're working on it? Does that help a dealer's attitude and make them feel good about the opportunity?
When it comes to the vehicles, everybody's always got these preconceived notions. I need a brand new vehicle or I run out old vehicles. It doesn't matter the type of vehicle. What does matter is it's clean. You can take a not so nice 10, 15-year-old vehicle and run it through a car wash and give it a little vacuuming. It can look brand new. And that creates the first part of the environment. If you're coming out of a house and then you get into a dirty environment, you don't feel good. So you want to do everything that you can do to create a positive environment. And that goes down to what's playing on the radio. Do we have podcasts going or positive information? Do we have Mark Hilo 5-minute clinics going? Or are we playing the top 50 worst songs in America this month? So you're creating the environment. Keep it as a workplace. It is a workplace on wheels. And know that it's run just like a business. You need to start turning a profit as quick as possible. So what you want to do is set up everything that you can to where you can turn that profit the fastest. So when everybody gets into a clean vehicle that's full of gas, you've got clean Kirby's, you go right to the field, you can get that first sale out of the way and start your day going in a positive direction. So absolutely keep it clean. I always cleaned it at night and then just reloaded it in the morning. Put the Kirby's in there in the morning before the meeting, but the van was cleaned every night before we got back to the office.
Very well said. Hey, incredible content. This book is crazy. Maybe my last comment, I'd like you to key on this. You know, say I'm a new team leader. I'd love to start getting some demo goals. I have my plan. But this daily demo field activity sheet with the time I start knocking, the time I end, where I'm working, my dealers and demos, why is this so important to fill this out accurately on a daily basis?
If you want to write volume, you're going to have to keep a demo log because just like dealers have closing averages, team leaders have closing averages too. And you've got to know what your team has to work on in order for you to get the averages that you want. If you're just out there running every day and, hey, we had a good day, we sold 3, and then you go 3 days with blanking, we need to know why. And that's what this log does. It tracks everything. How many pads were pulled that day, how many demos were done that day, how long the demos were, what time you started, what time you stopped, what neighborhood you worked, what day of the week you worked it on. It tracks everything. And then you can go back at the end of the week and break that down and then get better the next week. If you follow the book, use the logs, and run for a month, every week you should get consistently better to where the last week of the month you're selling more than you did the first week of the month. So hopefully that helps you guys. And let's have a great 2026.
Oh, I'll tell you what, Chris, we appreciate you. We appreciate you taking the time today. We know you're busy. We have a nickname here for you. It's Mr. Everything, because you do everything in Kirby. And I know as the on-site event coordinator, you travel the world for Kirby and you develop all the campaigns and make sure the sites are right for the winners and stuff. And I know they appreciate you. We appreciate you here at Kirby. And yeah, we are looking to 2026. It's going to be an awesome year.
We sure are. And we'll be dropping this video today, so you probably want to tell us you got a new campaign starting in a couple of days. Where in the world are you bringing everybody, Waldo?
Well, in a day or two, everyone will find out, but you'll love it. It's really, really nice.
He's already inspected it. We'll love it for sure.
Appreciate you, sir. Thank you again. As we always say at the conclusion of one of these podcasts, like, subscribe, and share. And
we are
positive and we are
out.
Thank you again, Mr. Fogg.